God is causing the people and the circumstances designed for your defeat to become your servant. Hello there, my name is Nyanda. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, God is in the process of causing your enemy to become a stepping stone, to become your footstool. But you have to trust and obey the instructions God has given you. So, what is your enemy? An enemy is someone or something designed intentionally for your defeat. But God always has a plan. He always has a trump card. So if you find yourself in something right now that's hurting you, that's paining you, that feels almost unbearable, remember that God is with you and He is seeing you through this, but He's giving you instructions of how He's going to take you out of this, and you have to follow through with these instructions. It's in Exodus chapter 1. The Pharaoh at that time did not know Joseph. Years had gone by, and the children of Israel, the Hebrew population, they were coming increasingly large. And so the Pharaoh became paranoid, and he thought that the children of Israel would outnumber them and possibly take over their country. And so he devised a plan. Obviously, he got his paranoia from Satan. He devised a plan to kill all the male Hebrew babies, and he told the midwives that they needed to carry out this mandate. It was a mandate. And if you don't know anything about the Egyptians, their army, the pharaohs in particular, they were notorious. They were pretty crude when it came to punishment. And so if you did not carry out a task that they told you to carry out, there is a very high probability of death. And in the face of those possibilities, the midwives did not listen to Pharaoh's decrees to kill the male children. Instead, they spared the babies' lives. They rather to obey God than men. And so because they decided to carry out the instructions God gave them, which was going against Pharaoh's mandates, God provided for them and He saw them through, and their lives were spared. But remember, they had to carry out the instruction that God gave them. And so by doing what they did, the Hebrew population continued to grow at an exponential rate, which was exactly what God wanted. And we see how the enemy did the exact opposite, tried to do the exact opposite of God, what God wanted for the children of Israel. But because these midwives were praying midwives, they were able to hear God's instructions and they listened to it, and they carried out God's plan on the earth. And so in order for your circumstances, your enemy to become a stepping stone and to start working for you, you must obey God's instructions. And in chapter 2 again, we see a really great example in Exodus of how someone else trusted and carried out God's plan. Pharaoh, he didn't stop trying to kill the Hebrew baby boys. And so he put out another decree to kill the boys again. And in chapter 2, we're introduced to Moses' mom. His parents, they remain nameless, but his mom was obviously a very praying woman. I could just imagine her. She prayed to God, and then she trusted Him, and she carried out a task. You can't say, I trust God, and stop there. You actually have to carry it out, because faith without works is dead. It makes no sense. You could plan for 20 years, ain't nothing gonna happen unless you do something about it. And did she do it scared? Of course she did. What she did was she prayed. I'm sure she did. She hid the baby for 3 months, and then she designed a basket. She used bulrush planks to hide him, as he was no longer able to be hidden. An ark of bulrushes is what she used, very similar to Noah and the ark. But she placed her baby in that basket and hid it with bulrushes, and so it would almost blend in with the water plants. And God would have it that Pharaoh's daughter of all people, Pharaoh's daughter saw the baby, knew it was a Hebrew baby, and she had compassion on him. God just caused the enemy, she was Pharaoh's daughter, so if anyone who's going to carry out the order, it's going to be her. God caused the enemy's daughter to have compassion on the baby. She was well aware that he was a Hebrew baby because she said, oh, it's a Hebrew baby. And he was just so, the Bible said he was beautiful. She had compassion on him. And she said, pick up the baby. And she called, and this is what's so interesting. I'm telling you, God is using your circumstance to work for you. That terrible thing, God is using it to work for you. She said, go call the midwives. And Miriam, Moses' older sister, she was there, and she said, I'm gonna get a Hebrew midwife for you. She went and got her mama. She got her mom to come, and Pharaoh's daughter said, nurse the baby for me and take care of him and I'll pay you. My God. God caused Pharaoh's daughter to get Moses' mom to nurse him, and she got paid for it. It is such an emotional thing. It is such an awesome thing. It is such a supernatural thing that Moses' mom got rid of her baby, and that the enemy's daughter saw the baby, and that the baby was then given back to his mom, and to take care of him and to get paid. I'm telling you, God is using some of these circumstances that you're going through. He's using it as a stepping stone. He's going to cause your enemy to give you stuff that they would never have given you. He is moving in such a supernatural way in this day and age. He's moving in such a supernatural way, but trust and obey him and carry out his instructions and watch him work for you, because that circumstance, that person, that relationship, that job, whatever your taskmaster is, whatever the taskmaster the enemy has set over you, depression, anxiety, God is saying, I'm going to use that as a stepping stone. I'm going to better you. And when I better you, I'm going to set you up, and you're going to tell people how you have been delivered, and you're going to help deliver them as well. He has a trump card. He has a master plan, and he's saying today, all things are working together for your good, but you must do your part, and you must carry out the instructions I have given you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that was a blessing to you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.